I don't have a real passport. I don't know how old I am, but I think I'm young. When I was a little girl, my parents used to travel around to festivals and give very good performances. And I used to do the salto mortale and all sorts of stunts. And when Mama and Papa died, a German lady took me in and started teaching me. Fine. I grew up and became a governess. But who I am and where I came from, I don't know. Who my parents were. Perhaps they weren't married. I don't know. I don't know anything. I would like to have someone to talk to, but I don't have anybody. Well, I don't have anybody at all.
What if the world is noisy? What if the world is gray? What if there's friends or foes? It matters neither way. How pleasant it is to play the mandolin.
That's a guitar, not a mandolin.
To the man who is madly in love, this is a mandolin. Oh, if only my heart could be heated. Yes, if only my heart could be heated by the hot flames of love from the one that I love. Yes, if only my heart could be heated.
Oh, these people sing terribly. Phooey, like hyenas.
Still, it must be nice to live abroad.
Yes, I can't disagree with you there.
Very understandable. Abroad, everything long ago attained its complete development.
That goes without saying.
I'm an educated man. I read various remarkable books. But to be honest, I can't make out what direction I want my life to go in. Whether to go on living or to shoot myself. As it were. So just in case, I always carry a revolver with me. Here it is.
I'm done. And you, Yippee Kodog, are a very intelligent person. And also very scary. The women must be wild about you, These educated people are so stupid! There's no one I can talk to. Alone. Always alone. But who I am and where I came from, I don't know.
As a matter of fact, independently of everything else, I must express myself that fate has been as cruel in her dealings of me, like a storm treats a tiny boat. Suppose, let's say, I am mistaken. Then why did I wake up this morning, to give an example, and there on my chest was a spider of immense magnitude, like that? Or, then again, I pick up a tankard of cider, so as to quench my thirst. And lo and behold, in it there is bound to be something unseemly in the highest degree, such as a cockroach. Have you read the English historian Buckle? I have the desire to trouble you, Avdotya Fyodorovna, with a word or two.
Speak.
But I have the desire to speak to you in private. With
Oh, all right. Only go and fetch my little cloak first. It's by the cupboard. It's a little damp here.
Yes, ma'am. I'll bring it, ma'am. Now I know what I should do with my revolver.
Captain Catastrophe. One strange customer, take it from me.
I hope to God he doesn't shoot himself. I'm so nervous. I worry about everything. When I was a little girl, they brought me to live in the master's house, and now I'm not used to ordinary life. My hands are as soft can be.
Like a lady.
I'm so sensitive, so delicate, so refined. I'm afraid of every little thing. It's all so terrifying. And if you should deceive me, Yasha, I don't know what will become of my nerves.
Oh, my juicy little cucumber. Of course, every girl must learn how to control herself. There's nothing I dislike more in a girl than flighty behavior.
I'm madly in love with you. You're so educated. You can give your opinion on anything.
Yes, it's true. My opinion is like this. If a girl tells me she loves me, it means she has no principles. It's nice to smoke a cigar out in the open air. Somebody's coming. Oh, it's the mistress and the others. Go back to the house and pretend like you've been to the river for a swim. Go by this path, otherwise they'll see you and they'll think I was going out with you. I couldn't have that.
I'm heading for your cigar.
Hey!
no time to waste. The question is very clear. Are you willing to rent your land for summer cottages or not? Answer in one word. Yes or no? Just one word.
Who's been smoking horrible cigars out here?
When they built that railroad, it made this place very handy. Rode to town and had lunch. Yellow ball into the center. I should go home, play one game.
You'll have time.
Just one word. Give me an answer.
Really?
I had a lot of money yesterday, but there's very little today. My poor Varya feeds everyone milk soup to save money. In the kitchen, the old people get only peas, yet I spend recklessly. Oh dear, I've spilled all over.
Need me to pick them up.
Yes, please do, Yasha. And why did I go out to lunch anyway? That awful restaurant of yours with the music and tablecloths that smell of soap. Why do you drink so much now? Why do you eat so much? Why do you talk so much? Today in the restaurant, you talked too much again, and it was all so irrelevant, all about the 70s and the decadence. And who, too? Talking to the waiters about decadence.
Yes.
I can't be cured. It's obvious. What's the matter? Why do you keep nosing around under our feet?
I can't hear your voice without laughing.
Either he goes or I go.
Go away, Yasha, run along.
I'll go right now. Right this minute.
That millionaire, Derek Ganoff, is planning on buying your estate. They say he's coming to the auction himself.
Where did you hear that?
They're talking about it in town.
Our aunt from Yaroslav promised to send something, but I don't know when or how much.
How much will she send? 100,000? 200,000?
More like 10 or 15,000, and we're grateful to have it.
You must forgive me for saying so, but I've never seen such frivolous people like you before. Anybody so unbusinesslike and odd. Here I am telling you plain that your whole estate will be sold and you still don't get it.
What are we to do? Teach us.
I teach you every day. I say the same thing every day. Both the cherry orchard and the land must be rented for summer cottages. Once you finally decide there should be cottages, then you can raise all the money you want and you'll be saved.
Summer cottages and summer people, excuse me, but it's also vulgar.
I completely agree with you.
Oh, I can't stand it. I'm either going to cry or scream or pass out. I can't stand it. You're killing me. You old woman.
Really?
Old woman.
No, don't go. Stay. Be a dear. Please. Maybe we'll think of something.
What is there to think of?
Please don't go. For some reason, it's more fun when you're around. I keep waiting for something to happen. Like, maybe the house will just fall down around us.
Bank off the center, straight across the middle.
We've sinned so much.
What sins have you committed?
People say all of my fortune has gone into fruit crops.
Oh, my sins. I've always thrown money around recklessly like a mad woman. And I married a man who made nothing but debts. My husband died of champagne. He was a horrible drunk. And to add to the catastrophe, I fell in love with another man and went away with him. And at the same time, this was my first punishment, like a blow on the head. Right there in the river. My little boy drowned. And I went abroad. Left for good, never to return, never to see that river again. I shut my eyes and ran without thinking, and he ran after me without pity, without respect. I bought a summer cottage near Mentone because he got sick there. And for 3 years, I didn't get any rest. Night and day, the sick man wore me out and my soul dried up. And last year, after the cottage was sold to pay my debts, I left for Paris. And there, he robbed me, ran off, and took up with another woman. I tried to poison myself. It was so stupid, so shameful. And I suddenly felt such a longing to go back to Russia, back to my land, to my little girl. Lord, Lord, have mercy, forgive me my sins. Don't punish me anymore. I got this today from Paris. He asks for my forgiveness. He begs me to return. Don't I hear music?
That is our celebrated Jewish orchestra. You remember? 4 violins, a flute, and a double bass.
It still exists. We should hire them sometime and have a party.
I don't hear anything. Oh. And with a little bit of money, a German can make a Russian very French. Went to the theater last night. Saw this musical. It's very funny.
There was probably nothing at all funny about it. You shouldn't be looking at plays, you should be looking at yourself. What a boring life you lead and what uninteresting things you talk about.
It's true. I'll admit it. We live a stupid life. My father was an idiot. Peasant. He never knew anything. He never taught me anything. All he did was get drunk and beat me with the same old stick. Basically, I'm the same kind of ignorant idiot. I never studied anything. My handwriting's atrocious. I'm ashamed if anyone sees it. I read like a pig.
What you need is to get married, my friend.
Yes, that's true.
To our Varya. She's a good girl.
Yes.
She's from peasant stock. She works all day long, and the main thing is she loves you. And you've liked her for a very long time.
Well, I don't mind. She's a good girl.
They offered me a position at the bank. 6,000 rubles a year. Did you hear?
You in a bank? Stay where you are.
Sir, please, put this on. It's dead.
Get on my nerves, old man.
No call for that. Went out this morning, didn't even tell me.
You look so old, dear.
I beg your pardon?
She says you look very old.
Oh, well, I have lived a long time. They were trying to marry me off before your daddy was born. And by the time the emancipation came, I was already head butler. I didn't need any more freedom, so I stayed with my masters. I remember everyone was all excited about it. But what they were excited about, nobody knew.
Oh, yes, the good old days when they could beat you whenever they wanted to.
I'll say. Yeah, the masters knew their place and the peasants knew theirs. Nowadays, it's all mixed up and you can't understand anything.
Be quiet, Fierce.
Yes.
I need to go into town tomorrow. They promised to introduce me to a general who might make us a loan.
Won't amount to anything, and you can rest assured you won't pay off the interest.
He's delirious. There's no general.
Here comes our crowd.
Here's Mama.
Oh, here we are. You two only knew how much I love you. Here, sit by me. There we go.
Our internal student is always studying the ladies.
Leave me alone.
He's almost 50 and he's still a student.
You stop making stupid jokes.
Oh, is our student getting angry?
Just quit bothering me.
Oh, let me ask you something. What'd you think of me?
Here's what I think of you, Ermolai Alexeyevich. You're a rich man and you'll soon be a millionaire. And given the balance of nature, you are necessary. Just as the wild beast that eats everything in its path to make fertilizer, you are necessary too.
Better stick to talking about the planet, Cedar.
No! Let's continue yesterday's conversation.
About what?
Humanity's pridefulness.
We talked for a long time yesterday, but we didn't get anywhere. Human pride, in your way of thinking, has something mystical about it. Perhaps you're right from your point of view, but if you look at it objectively, without frills, what is there to be proud of? Physiologically, what sense can there be in it if people are imperfectly made? And temperamentally, if in the vast majority of cases people are crude and stupid and deeply unhappy. We should stop admiring ourselves. We should just work.
You'll die all the same.
Who knows? What does it mean you'll die? Maybe a person has 100 senses, and when we die, only the 5 we know are lost, and the remaining 95 go on living.
How clever of you, Peter.
Oh, extremely.
Mankind marches on, perfecting its powers. Everything that is now beyond our reach will one day be familiar and understandable. But we must work. With all our strength, we must support those who strive for a higher truth. Right now in Russia, there are very few people who are doing this. The vast majority of educated people I know aren't looking for anything, aren't capable of anything, and can't do any sort of hard work. They call themselves intellectuals, but they talk down to the servants. They treat the peasants like animals. They read nothing that's serious. They do absolutely nothing. They only talk about science, and they know very little about art. They all have such severe faces. They all talk about what's supposed to be important and air their theories, but meanwhile, before their very eyes, the vast majority of us, the 99%, the working poor, we can't afford decent food. We suffer from overcrowding with lice and stench and dampness and depression. And it's obvious that all our nice chit-chat only serves to distract us from the reality of the situation. Tell me, where are the daycare centers we hear so much about? Where are the reading programs? People write about them in novels, but in reality they don't exist. Only filth, vulgarity, and Russian inertia really exist. I'm afraid I don't like serious faces. And I don't like serious conversations. Better keep quiet.
You know, I get up at 5 every morning. I work from morning till night. I'm always working with money, mine and other people's. And I see just how people really are. You just have to go into business to find out what few honest, decent people there really are. You know, sometimes when I can't sleep at night, I think, oh Lord, you gave us the vast forests, the infinite fields, and the endless horizons. And we who live here should really be giants.
Now you want giants. Giants are only good in fairy tales, and even there they frighten you. There goes Yippee Kodak. There goes Yippee Kodak.
The sun has set, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh, nature, divine nature, you wondrous creature. Oh, beautiful and indifferent one, you whom we call Mother, you contain within you both life and death. You give life and you take it away.
You're doing it again, Uncle.
Just shoot the red ball into the corner.
All right, I'll be quiet.
What was that?
I don't know. Sounded like a bucket falling down a mine shaft? But it's a long way off.
Maybe it was some bird, like a heron.
Or an owl.
It's horrible somehow.
Before the catastrophe, the same thing happened. An owl screamed, and the samovar hissed all the time.
Before what catastrophe?
Before they set us free.
Well, my friends, let's go in. It's getting dark. You have tears in your eyes. What's wrong, my little girl?
It's all right, Mama. It's nothing.
Someone's coming.
Excuse me. May I go this way, straight through the station?
Yes, go along this path.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Lovely weather we're having. My brother, my suffering brother. Go down to the Volga, whose moaning waters Madam Swell, please give a poor Russian 30 kopecks.
That's enough of that.
Here we are. There, oh no, there's no silver.
Oh.
Never mind. Here's a gold piece.
I'm deeply grateful to you.
I'm going. Oh, Mama, there's nothing in the house for people to eat, and you gave him a gold coin.
What can you do with an idiot like me? When we get home, I'll give you everything I have. Ermelai Alexeyevich, lend me some more.
At your service.
Come on, everyone. It's time to go. Oh, Varya, we've almost arranged your marriage. Congratulations.
You shouldn't joke about this, Mama.
Ophelia, get thee to a nunnery.
My hands are shaking. It's been too long since I played billiards.
Ophelia, nymph, in thy horizons be all my stinks remembered.
Come on, everybody. It's almost supper time.
He scared me. My heart is pounding.
Please keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that on August 22nd, the cherry orchard will be sold. Think about that, think.
Thanks to that tramp that scared off Varya, we're finally alone.
Varya's afraid we're going to fall in love. So she hangs around us all day long. Her narrow mind can't comprehend that we are above love, avoiding all the petty and deceptive things that keep us from being happy and free. That is the aim and meaning of our lives. Forward! We go irresistibly towards that bright dawn which shines in the distance. Don't lag behind, my friends.
You said that really well. It is a glorious day here today.
Yes, the weather's amazing.
Oh, what have you done to me, Peter? Why don't I love the cherry orchard the way I used to? I didn't think there was a better place in the world than our orchard.
All Russia is our orchard. The land is great and beautiful, and there are many marvelous places in it. Think, Anya. Your grandfather, your great-grandfather, and all your ancestors were slave owners. They owned living souls. And now, doesn't something human look at you from every blossom in the orchard? Every leaf and tree trunk? Don't you hear their voices? Owning living souls has corrupted all of you. Those who lived before you and those who are alive today, so that you and your mother and your uncle, you don't realize that you're living in debt at someone else's expense. At the expense of all those who weren't allowed to go any further than your front hall. We're at least 200 years behind the times. So far we've gained nothing. We have no definite relationship with the past. We only theorize, complain about boredom, and drink vodka. Isn't it clear that in order to start living in the present, we must first atone for the past and make peace with it? And only suffering can atone for it. Only uninterrupted labor. Understand that, Anya.
The house we live in hasn't been our home for a while. And I'm going to leave it, I promise you.
If you had the keys to that house, throw them down the well and be as free as the wind.
You said that really well.
Believe me, Anya, believe me. I'm not 30 yet. I'm young. I'm still a student. But I've been through a great deal. I'm as hungry as the winter. I'm sick and I'm shaken. I'm as poor as a beggar. And where haven't I been? Fate has tossed me everywhere. But my soul is always my own. Every minute of the day and night is filled with inexplicable premonitions. Happiness is coming, Anya. I can already see it.
The moon is rising.
Anya, where are you?
Yes, the moon. There it is. Closer and closer. I can already hear its footsteps. And if we don't live to see it and know it for ourselves, what does it matter? Others will see it.
Anya, where are you?
Safari again? That's so aggravating.
So what? Let's go down to the river. It's nice there.
Okay, let's go.